Yeah. No, I'm a frugal son of a bitch, dude.
You are?
Yeah, dude. I saw, you know the guys. I saw guys get deals and go out and buy like fucking fur coats and gold cars and shit.
I love that car.
I love that car. What did I say? Take it back, you motherfucker, right? I love when Carbo goes, shut the fuck up when he
wants to argue his case.
Yeah. He blames his wife for being a fucking moron. Yeah, so I've always had like I get the whole that, I figure like where I'm at, how's it going to get better than this? So I figure this is the height of me earning, and I know what the low point felt like, and eventually you're going to go back to that. I just don't see myself 65, 70 years old, and college kids are going to be like, what does this old man have to say about the robot that I own or whatever? Like eventually I'm going to be doing like matinee gigs in the afternoon and shit. So like I want to have a house that's paid off.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of fucking rental properties. I just want to live a little life. And I am, I've been more than happy with whatever this business gave me years ago. So anything after that has been great. All I ever wanted to do was just be a comedian that could sell tickets. And I was talking to somebody about that last night, like the level of just how awesome that is. Like basically at this point, anywhere my wife wants to go on vacation in the continental United States, I'll be like, all right, let's plan that. I'll book a gig there one night.
Right.
I'll actually make money on the vacation to pay for the plane tickets and all of that. And then I can totally chill out. And my idea of working on the vacation is to do my dream job.
Right.
So I go up there and act like a fucking idiot and have a great time. And my wife is totally cool. I always do that every time when we go on vacation. I have one night, like, okay, I'm going to go pay for the vacation, go up and act like a fucking jerk off for an hour, have the best time, and then I get drunk for the rest of the week.
Yeah, and everything is paid for.
Yeah. So that's when it goes back to what you were talking earlier, like, how can I ever be in a bad mood? It's because I'm a human being, and I'm a selfish cunt, and I have a bunch of flaws. And, you don't step back. You're living your life with your fucking hand right in your face thinking, I don't know. So, dude, like this week when I went to upload my podcast to Dropbox and it wasn't working. And, dude, if you want to see something funny, watch me flip out when my kid is sleeping because I can't yell. And just listen to, dude, I literally grabbed my computer and I was just like, fucking God. Like walking around my fucking kitchen and just doing that, dude. Gritted teeth, like your fuckface you showed me this earlier, shaking the shit out of this fucking computer. And of course it turned out I was just on the wrong page and there was nothing wrong with Dropbox. And then my wife's looking at me and then I totally uploaded it and had no problem. And then I had to play it off like I figured something out.
Oh, there it is. I got what was wrong with it.
If I was a more evolved human being, I would have said in that moment, honey, you know what? There was actually nothing wrong with it. This was my fault. And once again,
no, but you never
failed.
Well, there's no satisfaction in that. There's no satisfaction like, oh, it's just, it's like you want some kind of victory.
I think it is for your wife. It gives them hope that
for her, for you
can actually enjoy.
For me, there's no satisfaction. Like if the computer thing doesn't work, and then all of a sudden I realize, I was just on the wrong page. There's no win for me there. I'm just like, I'm as big a fucking asshole as I thought I was.
They should make a laptop, right, for in those moments that you can break, but you can then put back together that doesn't work. Because I've always wanted to, you always think of such grabbing somebody by the hair and snapping their head off to pushing it backwards. That's what I want to do to the laptop. I just want to fucking, the amount of times I've grabbed my phone and started to fucking break it in half, but I always stop. I at least have enough control of my temper to be like, this is immediately going to add an absolute shit show for the next 3 days of your life if you do this. So I start to do it and then I kind of fucking set it down.
Just relax, yes.
You don't have a room in the house where you can get loudly upset?
No.
Where you can just yell at electronics?
What kind of lifestyle is this guy living? I have my angry room. That guy who invented Charlie's Angels, he had a room in his house just for wrapping gifts. Did you ever see that?
No.
What was that guy's name? He has the famous daughter. She was on...
Aaron Spelling?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had this giant, one of these fucking houses... You pull it up on the internet if you can. It fucking has it had 36 bedrooms, and I it was one of those just oddly things that struck me so funny. Like this guy had to buy 36 beds. This You know what I mean?
Wow. They're all furnished. Like
the ultimate nightmare. Let me look at that fucking thing. So then what's funny is that thing, as they say, that's the classic white elephant. Like that is like an over $100 million house. So now when you go to sell that thing, basically 1% of 1% of the people in the world can actually afford it, and you have to hope that they're in the market and they like what you've done with your 36 bedrooms.
Right, I have 35 friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
That want to sleep over. I think I saw that on like an E! True Hollywood Story or something, because now that you say the gift wrap room, for some reason in my head, I feel like I knew that Aaron Spelling had just a room for wrapping gifts.
Dude, I would literally slowly go insane if I lived in that place.
It looks like the Overlook.
Picture myself running naked down the halls like, yeah!
A pair of socks just sliding in.
I would just not knowing where my wife was, just yelling her name, trying to find her. Where the fuck is my phone? Can you imagine losing your phone? Like, and I know this is like hacky shit here, but just like all of that stuff.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess if you don't, because when you have a family, like, you got to spend time with your family. Like, that's what, when we moved out of our one-bedroom apartment into a house, I was like, we're still going to be in the same room all the time because you don't want to be that antisocial person, you know? So I don't know what you would do to keep from falling apart, because I feel like if I had a 36-bedroom house, it would be a total waste of money to just spend it all in one room. Like, if my wife and I were in the same room, I'd be like, no, I got to go to the west wing of the house.
I think that house would actually end my relationship with my wife.
Yeah.
We would begin to live completely separate lives.
Right.
Because she, in a lot of ways, the overlap, she has some of my behavioral things. Sometimes I think it's because I'm difficult to live with, but then other times I'm thinking like, no, you're a little, you got your independent streak too. So, which is also what I really like about her. So
you get to like her bedroom or that spot of the house that she's in control of, and you're like, oh, I didn't know you did this to the wallpaper, and she'd be like, yeah, that was a month and a half ago, and you realize like we're not connected at all anymore. We're just living.
Dude, I really think you could sneak into that house and just dressed up as like a butler or some shit, and like he'd be like,
he would live there.
He would not just walk by him in the house. Hello, sir. And just keep just nod and give him his respect, and then go down and steal some sort of chalice, whatever the fuck he has. But then they finally sold it, and like some super rich Russian guy bought it for his daughter.
Oh, an oligarch.
Yeah.
Those Russian oligarchs, they're buying up property all over the fucking country.
Yeah, so
really?
he bought up that big fucking thing for his daughter, and just strikes me as fucking hilarious. Like, if you go to date her, like, how do you top that? Well, my dad bought me this. You want to go to the movies? Want to go see Black Panther?
Is he alive, Aaron Spelling?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think
he died.
Did you see Black Panther?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was good.
It was.
It was good. I'm not a big superhero movie guy, but it was definitely good.
I'll see it on when it comes on.
Oh, it'll be on fucking Netflix in probably 2 weeks.
I don't go to. When is? But someone's asking, when is season 3 F is for Family?
Later on this year.
Do they tell you in advance? Like how much notice do they give you
about what?
When it's coming out?
It's sort of vague. Like, actually, we just sort of kind of can guess, like October, November, or something like that. Animation takes a long time.
It does, yes.
But Netflix is awesome. As far as like, I don't know, they give really good notes. Everybody has different relationships with people, but I've always like, you want to be that comedian, like, I'm the artist, man. Don't tell me how to do this. And like, they'll send me shit over, like, yeah, it's a good fucking note. I didn't see that. That was a really good note.
Having somebody make sense with a note is helpful.
Well, they were the ones that said to serialize it. To do like making, one leads into another.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I want to do standalone episodes. What's up with that, right? And then the second we started writing it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. So that's the most important note and the best note out of a lot of good ones that they've given us. They definitely, there's a reason why they're dominating the world right now. They're really good at what they. My last special that came out, I remember they asked, we got to have a meeting on how to promote the special, right? I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the. It's a special. I'll fucking go on talk shows and throw some billboards up. Dude, I went in there and basically showed me their algorithms and stuff of how they did it. I walked out of there like what? Is this what it like when you become president and you get debriefed and you walk out of there with that look on your face like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know, like that.
So you mean like where they place things on the Netflix page?
I didn't realize, like, you know, when you sit down, if we both watch Netflix, it's all based on what you watched and what I watched. So my home screen is going to be different than yours.
Right.
And so I can't do it. I was trying to get my head. It was like calculus, but it made sense as they were explaining it. What's his face? Anthony Hopkins. Where, like, when he played Hannibal Lecter, that would have ended most people's career. They never would have been able to see him as anything else. And then the very next one, he played like John Quincy Adams in Amistad, and he was fucking John Quincy Adams. There wasn't a shred of Hannibal Lecter. I totally believed it. It'd be like a Mel Blanc thing, where Mel Blanc, you couldn't hear any Bugs Bunny or Yosemite Sam in either one of those voices, and then when he talked, you didn't hear
any of them. Yeah.
And he's able to do that visually as you look at, like the way he holds his body and all of that shit. I remember DeRosa one time said he watched this thing on Travolta, and Travolta was just talking about the different walks, going, okay, Vinnie Barbarino walked like this, Get Shorty walked like this, Vincent Vega walked like that, and it was just like, dude, he comes up with walks. It's just like, that's right. And then I started thinking of my small acting career. It's like every character I ever played walked exactly the way I did. I feel this guy's a lot like me.
Well, you were good on Crashing.
I played myself.
Yeah, great. Good episode.
But then you have to find a woman that's going to put up with a guy who's acting like Abe Lincoln for a year. Like, how many fucking people will live with a guy
you mean like in real life?
Abe Lincoln? Like, oh.
What about when he did My Left Foot? She could have pushed him around the house for a whole fucking year.
He retired. I guess he got tired of it. It was just too much.
I would think so.
He's just done. Either that or he wants to sell this new movie. It's his last one. Maybe he'll come back and do another one.
Did anybody see that new movie? Isn't this the Paul Thomas Anderson movie?
I don't even know if it's out yet. Is it out?
I think it came out, but I just don't think it got any kind of wide release.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know.
Oh,
anyways, it's as long as there's people like that out there acting, like it just doesn't feel like, hey, you're a good actor. It's like, compared to what?
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be...
I can sound believable.
Hey, what did you think of the Monique thing with coming out and complaining about, like, they offered her $500,000 and then Wanda said they didn't offer her that? I don't know when they offered Wanda the money. The people complaining about what they're offering them for specials and thinking there's another reason behind it.
Yeah, that would be something that I would do the professional way, which is you go through your people,
your agent.
Yeah, but I also think that, like, nowadays where there's no due process in complaining on social media, it sort of appears if you complain, then you get what you want. So maybe that's why
it's the strategy.
She chose to do that. That's not how I would have done it.
No, me neither.
That's tacky. You you don't fucking say how much your money and how much money this other person's making and all of that shit. That's something you say. You say to them, but you always got to walk away friends. You can't, like in business, you can't take any of it fucking personal. Like that first offer they're going to slide across the table is going to be the biggest fuck over ever for you. And they're great. And that's just negotiating tactic, page one.
Sure.
I'm going to ask for a zillion miles an hour, in the other direction. So when we meet in the middle, I'm going to get as much as I want. But, like, when you're a younger person, you take that, like, or if you're inexperienced, you take it personally, like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're going to give me new sneakers for a special? That's it, you don't take it, you don't take it personal.
Yeah, they do. They will lowball you at first. It is the first humiliation.
They should.
They don't respect you. Yeah, they'd be stupid.
They should. That's what you're supposed to do. And then you're going to ask for way more than you think you're going to give them. And then somewhere you meet in the middle, and then you deliver a good special, and eventually. But what happens is then if you're not an asshole through that process, and they enjoy working with you, and then you give them a good product, they want to keep working with you, and then you actually become friends with them. And then it does get easier. But, like, calling them out, I love Monique. I think she's amazing. And she won a fucking Oscar. She's incredible. But, like, That's not the way I would have done it.
Right. Yeah, no, my manager, he's not a big negotiator. It's usually the first offer good.
He takes it. He likes to take that first offer.
Every year the industry votes for manager of the year. They're like, yeah, that's not a good thing. They should kind of hate you on some level.
They should hate your manager or be afraid of them, not mine.
Yeah.
Oh, they love him.
They like him.
Oh, love him.
Oh, good.
The greatest. Every time I meet them, they're like, he's such a great guy. I'm like, yeah, I know, I've heard.
Good.
He's a good egg.